A very good morning, dear children. Today we are going to start with chapter 14, Measurement and Effects of Heat. In the previous standards, we have learned that heat is a form of energy which flows from an object at high temperature to an object at lower temperature. We have also seen that when we give heat to an object, it expands and it contracts on cooling. And during this, the state of matter also changes. The unit of heat in SI system is joule, while that in CGS unit is calorie. 1 calorie is equivalent to 4.18 joule. 1 calorie heat is the heat needed to increase the temperature of 1 gram of water through 1 degree Celsius. But how is it that we are getting heat, or what are the sources of heat? We will look at it one by one. The first source of heat is the sun, and the sun is the biggest source of heat. A large amount of heat is generated because of the nuclear fusion that is taking place in its center. Nuclear fusion means that two hydrogen nuclei, they fuse together to form helium, and this generates a lot of heat, and some of it reaches the earth in the form of light and heat. Second source of heat is earth. We know that the temperature at the center of the earth is high, and that is why earth is also a source of heat. Such heat that comes from the center of the earth is called as geothermal energy. We know that when fuels like wood, petrol, coal burns, there is chemical reaction that happens between the fuel and also the oxygen in the air, and during this reaction heat is generated. This kind of heat that is generated is called as chemical energy. In our daily life, we have seen several equipments which produces heat with the help of electricity. So electricity also can be considered as a source of heat. In the previous chapters, we have learned about nuclear fission reaction. We know that a huge amount of heat is produced in a very short time when the nucleus of some elements like uranium, thorium, etc., they undergo fission. This is used in atomic energy projects. So atomic energy can be generated from these. And air is also a source of heat because large amount of heat is present in the air around us. Heat and temperature are the two terms which are used interchangeably a lot of time in our daily life. It is important to understand the difference between heat and temperature. We know that substance is made up of atom, and the atoms in a substance is always in motion. So, if we go to consider the total kinetic energy of the atom, we know that any atom or any substance which is in motion has kinetic energy. So, if we are considering the total kinetic energy of the atoms in that substance, then we are measuring heat. But if we are taking the average kinetic energy of the atom, then we are talking about temperature. So when you are talking about heat, it is total kinetic energy, and when we are talking about temperature, it is the average kinetic energy. Temperature is measured in units of Fahrenheit, Celsius, and Kelvin. And the relation between the three units can be shown by a formula. That is, C by 5 is equal to F minus 32 divided by 9. This where C is written as Celsius, F is Fahrenheit. And Kelvin is nothing but whatever temperature is given in degrees Celsius. If you add 273 or 273 to it, it will give me the temperature in Kelvin. Now this is something which you have to remember, because there are a lot of numericals which are going to be solved based on this too. So this has to be memorized. Now we know that thermometer is used for measuring temperature. The thermometer that is shown in this figure, it has a narrow glass tube which has a bulb at the end. The bulb and the part of the tube is filled with a liquid. Now earlier mercury was used, but because it is harmful, now it is replaced with alcohol. The rest of the volume of the tube has vacuum and its other end is closed. The bulb is kept in contact with the object whose temperature is to be measured, so that its temperature becomes same as that of the object. Because of the increased temperature, the alcohol inside it expands and its level in its tube rises. Using the properties of expansion of alcohol, the temperature can be obtained from the level of the alcohol in the thermometer. You have clinical thermometer shown on the left hand side. As we know that the body temperature of a healthy person is 37 degrees Celsius, clinical thermometers, they are normally designed to measure temperatures between 35 degrees Celsius and 42 degrees Celsius. The thermometer that is used in the laboratory is shown on the right hand side. Here it is very much similar to clinical. The range of the temperature is different. It can measure from about say 40 to 100 or even larger temperatures it can measure. A special type of thermometer is used to measure the minimum and maximum temperatures in a day, and it is called as the maximum minimum thermometer. But nowadays you must have seen that digital thermometers are used for a lot of purposes, especially clinical purposes. And now you must have seen this very often. These are those thermometers which does not use the expansion of the liquid due to heat. Instead, it has a sensor which measures the heat coming out from the body directly, and from that you can measure the temperature of the body. An advantage of digital thermometer is that the temperature it appears on the screen, and that is why personal errors can be avoided. I hope what was done today was clear. Thank you.